Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is a quick disclaimer just to let you know that everything that I speak about here is based on my experience and what has worked for me and the years of experience that I've had and all the research that I've done. So I hope you enjoy my videos and have fun. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome back. I ended up having to do the second video the next day. So as you can see, I've got a different outfit on and different hair. This is my favorite hairstyle, by the way, because it's so easy. I don't have to do anything. I just put a clip on the side or a comb on the side, and then there you go. Fluff up the hair a little bit, and then I'm on. Guys, we ended up on myth number 6 in the last video, so now I'm going to go into myth number 5. Myth number 5 here is combing hair hurts. Combing your hair hurts. So I get a lot of people who come to me and say, yo, does it hurt, Maokama? You know, it looks like it's going to be sore when you're combing your hair. It really is difficult to comb black hair. It's just something that doesn't get done, and it's just so difficult. And my response to that is, the way that we have traditionally been combing our hair hasn't been the great option. I don't know if you remember when you were young and your mom used to put you in between her legs, and then they would be just combing your hair out, and it was so painful. It's because, one, the hair was getting combed usually with the hair dry, which is not a good idea. Remember in the last video we talked about how if your hair is dry, it gives it that brittle effect and that skirpot effect, and then it makes it difficult. And because of that ball that you have at the end, because of how our hair is coiled, it just makes it difficult. So as your mom is combing from the root of your hair outwards, it's just causing little balls at the end, and that's what makes it get stuck, and that's what gets sore. So to answer that question, or to bust that myth rather, I don't comb my hair when it's dry ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't do it. I only ever comb my hair on wash day, which is once a week. So on a Saturday or a Friday, I will thoroughly wash my hair. And when I do that, that's the only time that I ever put a comb through my hair. And sometimes I don't even comb, I just finger comb. But we'll talk about that in later videos. That's the first thing. Combing hair while it's dry, it's definitely going to hurt. And then 2, the way that the hair gets combed, I've learned that that's what makes it painful. So my hair really, guys, doesn't hurt at all when I comb it. And that is because I start from the tip of the hair going to the root. So I'm not sure to show. Okay, let me just show you what I would do normally. So this is the comb. Let's pretend this is the comb. I would comb from the bottom, working my way upwards. Because what you're doing is, if there are any knots, you are slowly removing them, but working your way upwards. That way it won't hurt. It won't hurt because the knots are out. So as you're going upwards, you slowly just removing the knots as you go along gradually. And eventually when you comb it, the knots are out, it doesn't hurt, and you've completely detangled your hair. So that's the myth. That's the issue here. So natural hair doesn't have to be painful. You can comb it well, and then the rest of the time we don't really need to be combing the hair that much and touching it and all of that. So for the rest of the week I don't comb my hair. I style it the way that I style it, and then for the rest of the week I'm free to do different hairstyles, and then during wash day I will start over and do another wash. Okay, so myth number 5. Hopefully that's busted. Hopefully you guys will start combing the hair a little bit differently and stay away from combing hair when it is dry. Oh my word, it's so painful and unnecessary. Okay. Alright guys, let's go to myth number 4. Weaves are bad. Now I get this a lot, especially I think when some women go natural, there's now this whole thing of there's a separation, and I hope that doesn't happen here, because there shouldn't really be separation when it comes to hair. We're all women, we all want to look good, but I found that I get lured into conversations sometimes where people go, yeah, I'm a weave, they're bad. And my answer is no, I don't think weaves are bad, because I wear a weave sometimes. Although a weave for me is really not a necessity. It's something that I do possibly once a year. And that's because I see it as an option when I feel like having a hairstyle that I've seen or something like that, but it's not necessarily a lifestyle. I don't use weaves on the day-to-day. I mean, the last time I had a weave really was 2 years ago. But I've got a weave that I've bought, and maybe next year sometime I'll wear a weave. Weaves can actually be good because they can work as a protective style. Now, in another video we'll talk only about protective styles, but a protective style is when your hair is underneath the actual weave, and it tends to grow underneath the weave because it's not being tampered with, it's not being combed or pulled, it's not shedding. All of the natural oils that we have in our scalp is getting in there. So there is a way of growing your natural hair while you have a weave, because it's a great protective style. The hair is protected. Like I said in the previous video, you get a lot of women with dreadlocks that grow really, really long because their hair is not really getting tampered with a lot, and a weave can also provide that. So there's no reason when you're natural not to go and get yourself a weave if that's what you like. I personally like braids during the winter months. This weather is changing again and messing with my light. Anyway, I personally use a protective style with chunky braids or twists. That's what I like to use during winter as a protective style, because my hair can't handle the harsh winter, so I need to protect my hair. And some people opt to use a weave as a protective style during the cold winter months. And another way of using a weave as a good thing is that some people are not, some people are just not comfortable with their natural hair, especially in the beginning stages. I was quite comfortable with my hair in the beginning stages because it was short and I used to style it a bit. But the second time around, or rather the first time around, I wasn't really too comfortable. So I did wear a weave for a bit, because while your hair is growing, some people don't know how to style it or just feel uncomfortable. It's a new territory to be having your own hair. Some people have never seen their own natural hair for decades, and now all of a sudden you've cut your hair off and you're walking around with this itty bitty hair. Some people find it daunting and uncomfortable. So a weave can be a good way of growing your natural hair underneath, and you have your weave and it's not a problem. So I don't see issues with weaves other than social issues related to weaves. So that is a myth. They are not bad for you. They're only bad when you are pulling too hard and you are not washing them. Ugh. Like, I've seen weaves, guys, that are, like you've had that weave on for like 4 months and it's never been washed. I mean, that is the only thing that I have issues with weaves. You need to wash your weave. You need to cut it when it's like starting to look raggedy. You've seen it with the little bubbles at the bottom there, and that weave is just holding on for dear life. I mean, those are the only issues that I would have with weaves, is when they're not done right and when they're not being washed and cleaned. Okay. All right, let's go into myth number 3. Myth number 3 is I have to have my hair relaxed in order for me to have a weave. It's a two-part one, okay? That is not true. For you to be able to have a weave, it doesn't necessarily mean that your hair needs to be relaxed. And by the way, guys, before I start getting comments about the relaxer, I'm not against anybody that chooses to relax their hair. But for a while, I took care of my sister's relaxed hair, and I did very well. I'll show you guys a picture. I'll pat myself in the back. I was really doing well with her relaxed hair, but that's because there was a system as well that I was using. I only relaxed her hair once every 6 months. I think she only relaxed her hair twice a year, and then we maintained it throughout, and the hair was beautiful. So I don't want you to think I'm completely against relaxed hair. We'll talk about relaxed hair and what methods I used on her hair to make sure that it is healthy and she's not burning and all of that. So that's a completely different subject. Back to the myth now about needing the hair to be relaxed in order for you to have a weave, because I get a lot of people saying, what if I want to take I don't want to do a full cap weave, you know, like the bangs or one that has a closure. I don't want that. I want a weave where my hair can be exposed. But if I've got natural hair, it just makes it really, really difficult. I'll show you in the videos to come how to achieve a weave where your hair is still out. I've bought this weave and I've had it for so long, guys, and I haven't worn it. I'll probably wear it for the purpose of these videos, and then I'll leave my hair out and show you how you can blend the two together so that the hair doesn't look like a hot mess. There is a way of doing it, and I think that sends us now through to myth number 2. The two are connected to each other. You can't get natural hair straight without relaxing. I've gotten my hair so straight that when I walk around, people would go, "Oh, your weave is so nice. What weave is that?" And I go, "It's not a weave. It's actually natural hair." And they will say, "No way. There's no way there can be natural hair. I mean, I'll blow out ganane." And I'll be like, "No, I haven't. There's a way. All you need is a blow dryer, a heat protector, and a straightener, and your hair can be as pin straight as possible." If you go to my Instagram, you'll see my wedding pictures. On my wedding, my hair was still short. I had it blow dried and straightened. It was so straight, and all it used was a blow dryer and a regular straightener. As long as you blow dry the hair on a low heat, and you use the straightener as well on a low heat, and you make sure that you use a heat protector, you can blow dry natural hair. From skirpot, I don't care what kind of hair you've got, you can make it straight. So there is a way of wearing your weave, and then the front part, you wash it nicely, blow dry it, get it blow dried, and then you straighten it. And that can blend into your weave perfectly. The only thing though about straightening natural hair is that your style doesn't last. Your style doesn't last. I once left the house with my hair all straight, you know, and sleek, and you know, bouncing and swaying, and then at so I was going somewhere, and when I got there, oh, the blooper again, I'm not going to delete that. When I got somewhere, all of a sudden, like, the hair just kept on going. You know, your hair is here when it's straightened, and then all of a sudden, you can feel it, it's going up, and you can even see it on the sides, and you're like, yo, what is happening there? And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I left the house with straight hair, and then my hair was in a massive afro, and it just looked ridiculous because it didn't match the look that I was going for. So when you are straightening your natural hair, you need to just be aware that if you're going to be in a humid place where there's moisture in the air, your hair will go back to natural. It won't be completely the texture that it's supposed to be, or your natural texture, but it won't stay straight. So do it on a hot summer's day, somewhere where you know you're not going to be in contact with water on that day, because otherwise your straight hairdo is going to be a hot mess. So yeah, you can straighten natural hair completely, no matter how hard your hair is. You can straighten it, and it can look pin straight, sometimes even straighter than most people with relaxed hair. I don't like straightening my hair though, because of like heat damage and stuff like that. I only straighten my hair maybe twice a year. But for the purpose of the videos, I will go ahead and on one of the videos and get my hair straightened so that you can see the difference and see exactly how straight the hair can get when you've got natural hair. Okay, which brings us now, guys, to my number 1 myth about natural hair and black women's hair. This one, oh, sure. Number 1, you have to be mixed to have curly hair. Oh, this one makes me mad, eh? I get so mad. Every time anybody sees me with my hair, like today it's not curly, but like when I've got time, because I'm lazy, but when I've got time, I went to my friend's wedding recently. The pictures on Instagram, I'm wearing a blue shirt. The hair was curly from the root all the way to the bottom, to the tip. The hair was extremely curly. And that's when I've got time and I actually do a twist out, and I'll show you guys how to get that curly effect. When you haven't done it right, then you get this result, which is a little bit messy, but I don't, it's fine, it's during the week. I hate it when people come to me and say, "Une mix, are you kind of mixed?" Oh, like it just hurts, eh? Because I think, okay, so what you're saying is, Umuntu can't have good hair unless I'm mixed. That drives me nuts, guys. I feel like punching people in the face. But anyway, okay, let me not get angry. For your hair to be curly and get a really defined curl like Diana Ross's hair or other girls that you've seen with really, really curly hair, you don't need to be mixed. No offense or nothing intended, ill intent to anybody that is interracial. There's nothing wrong with that. I myself one day will have an interracial child because of the person I'm married to, but it's still a myth. And I see little girls growing up, like my nieces and that, going, "Oh, you know, Usman Mani, she's got such pretty hair. I could never have pretty hair like that." And it's like, hey, bro, where's that coming from? So I really need us to break that myth, and please, like, just stop assuming when you see a black woman with really curly hair that they must be mixed somehow. I'm completely not mixed. My mom is Zulu, was Zulu. My dad is Zulu. Both grandparents on both sides were 100% black. So it just really does, excuse me, offend when a person assumes that the only way a person can have hair like that is because they are mixed. Yes, there are some women in South Africa as well who are interracial and have the curly hair, but it's a styling for me. Just like right now, it's not too curly, and if I want to make it curly, really, really curly, I can make it curly, but it's a style. It's just a styling that I've done. So I just want us to break that myth, because that one it really is my number one, because it makes me mad. Or when the wind is blowing, you know, because the natural, like I said, guys, next year we all gonna be hectic. We're gonna be at the beaches there with our curly hair, but when the wind blows, my hair is quite flexible, you know, so it will do that. Now imagine when it's in when it's styled in a very curly hairdo, it sways in the wind and whatever, and then you'll get people go, "Oh, your hair, yo, it's nice, eh? That thing, and I go, what? That is so crazy and insulting to think that black people are the only race who can never have inwele that move in the wind naturally. That is such, yes. But anyway, that's the myth that I wanted to break. That when you see a woman with curly hair that is bouncing and moving in the air, don't assume that that person has, one, relaxed that hair or fagumuti, and most importantly, don't assume that they are interracial or mixed somehow, because we need to be proud of our black hair and understand that we can do anything that we want to do with it. It's just a matter of changing habits. That's all. Alright guys, I had a bit of an emotional outburst there. It's because of this as well. Anyway, I hope I've helped some of you as far as the myths are concerned. I'll do another video soon. I'll do 1 to 2 videos a week, guys, and I'll cover so many different subjects: how to get your hair straight, what to do with children's hair when it's giving you issues, how to loosen up your curls, and how to style, different accessories as well to wear with your natural hair. I'll go into all of that. I just can't do it in one single video. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Miss Peaches 1000, and spread the word, people. Thank you. Bye.